I'm very excited today to be sitting with our Hays County Treasurer, Mrs. Daphne Tenorio. Hi, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Daphne, how long have you been in this role?
Well, I am completing my first term, so that I have been in office for a little over 3 years, and the December will be 4 years, December 31st. I'm super excited about it too, and I am thrilled to not have received a Democratic challenger or a Republican challenger, so I believe my constituents think I'm doing a good job and should stay there.
Why do you continue to run for this position?
I love my job. I have been an accountant for over 20 years. This is what I know. This is what I breathe. This is what I love. The challenges for me in this office have been pretty interesting because I am an accountant. There is obviously the eye to make sure that everything is accurate, to make sure that disbursement journals are correct. And so the basics are the same no matter what. But the neatest part has been the county investing. So that has been a challenge because I am quite acquainted with public investing, but that is completely different than governmental investing. So the learning curve that first year was a little off, but it's been really neat because we are taking the leap from this is the boring part of accounting, people. We're taking the leap from just our pool accounting, which is kind of like a high interest money market, and we're actually going to be taking the next step to be working with actual investment advisors to get more interest and more income from our investments. So I'm really looking forward to taking that steps. As the market has fluctuated, this is our next goal, to bring in more money so our taxpayers can keep a little bit of their money in their pockets.
Delightful. Okay, so if someone told you that they don't see how your job affects their daily life, what would you tell them?
Being the county treasurer and working with the money is probably a job where I can see people saying that. I get it. You don't understand what the actual job entails. As your county treasurer, it is my responsibility right here on these shoulders to make sure that every single penny that is dispersed from our county coffers is spent, one, according to the budget, two, dispersed with approval of the county commissioners, and three, that it's accurate. And I will tell you, there have been times where I have actually questioned disbursements, brought it to the attention of the public and to the commissioner's court to assure that the checks and balances of our financial records and disbursements are accurate. And that's important. So the treasurer's office does the disbursements. We handle all of the payouts. Every single penny that comes in comes to my office. Every single penny that goes out comes from my office. We work in conjunction with the auditor's office to review to make sure all transactions are accurate. So when I go to bed at night, I sleep quite well because I know that the county money has spent accurately and wisely. And that is my main job, is to make sure that everything goes correctly according to what our citizenry want.
What's something that your office controls that would surprise the average Hays County resident?
Is how much that investment money really is. So when we go out for bond money, that bond money is sent to my office, and I manage those funds through investments. So let's say we bonded $100 million, which last year I think we bonded almost 250. That money is brought to my office. I keep it in my investment portfolios, and it gets dispersed little by little, okay, as the bills come in. So what I do is I take a ladder approach. I look at all of the bonds that we've gotten. I look at the contracts and I go, okay, so on this contract, this amount of money is going to be due on this date, this amount is going to be due on this date. So I ladder our portfolio to assure that liquidity of that cash is available for those payments. And I don't think that the average taxpayer would realize how integral and how important it is to assure that those ladders and those payments are running smoothly. If I don't ladder correctly and we can't pay the bill, we got a problem. So I think the fact that it is so integral and it's so meticulous, I think that would probably surprise people.
What have you been most proud of in your role so far?
Oh my gosh, there's been so many small triumphs. The very first one would be when I walked into the office, it was a hot mess. Files were empty, no policies and procedures to start. That very first few months, I slept more in my office than I did at home. It was 18-hour days. It was brutal because we had to learn from nothing. And one of the biggest, proudest moments right now is you can walk into my office, you can pick up a binder, and you can see step by step what needs to be done. You have policies in place now that we share with everybody. You can come into my office and if I'm not there, somebody can pick up that binder and get it done. That was my number one yay. My second is we set into place spreadsheets and there's disbursement. So when a disbursement happens, you get like this big report and it says, okay, this amount of money comes from this account, this amount of money comes from this account, and it's my job to make sure that the transfers are handled properly. One of the biggest things that we do is the disbursements. So we can have, usually we pay out a little over $2 to $5 million a week. That's a lot of money. And sometimes it can be up to 100 million. It just kind of depends on where we are on different constructions. So one of the things that I do is we pay all of these bills out of one checking account. Does that mean that that one checking account is responsible for it? No. My job is to make sure that all of my other checking accounts pay back our main checking account. And that can be very interesting. So for me, when I came into office, I was like, whoa, this needs to be done every week. So I implemented a policy and procedure and said, this is getting done weekly. Whereas with the last administration, it happened twice a year. So I don't know how that worked, and I don't think it worked well, but we work, money comes in, money goes out, and it's handled immediately. And that's another pride for me. A third proud thing that I am happy about is when I came into office, I implemented a new payment system for jurors. So if you go to be a juror, you automatically get a debit card. So when you're paid, you get a text message and boom, you're paid. You don't have to wait for a check anymore. It's just there. So that is a great deal. We in the county, and I'm going to go, yay us, we are the highest county that pays jurors that actually take their money. So jurors would get a check, they get lost in the mail, they don't get them. But this way, you're getting a text message and boom, you're done.
I had no idea jurors got paid.
Yes. So when I first started, jurors got $6 a day. Now it's gone to 20. So, I mean, $6 people didn't really care about. 20 is, a couple hamburgers and some fries, feed your kids, right? So it's been that program is actually has been very beneficial for us. I am so excited that this year, by the end of this year, I am going to implement a new policy to have direct deposits for our vendors, which is something that we've never done before because we have so many issues with checks getting lost in the mail, endorsement issues, and this is just one step for us to be a better governmental agency and pay people who are willing to work with governmental entities. So I'm really excited about that as well.
What do you wish more people knew about what actually happens in your office on a daily basis?
I really wish people would understand how important it is to have that checks and balances. It is so important to know that your money, my money, because I'm also a taxpayer, is being invested properly, is being recorded properly, that your reports are being done with the federal government, the state governments, and county, all of the reports are done properly. And I want you to know how hard my staff works. My team is amazing. And I owe everything we do well to them.
What would you say who someone who tried to engage with local government, such as the county treasurer's office, maybe felt ignored and gave up? What would you say to them?
I'll tell you that that happens at every government level, even in my office. They'll call and they may have gotten an answer that they didn't. You know, sometimes when you have a receptionist answer the phone, it's not the same thing as talking to me. And so, what I always tell people, and I've been very blessed, is that those people know my personal cell phone number. I will give them that and say, okay, you're having an issue, call me, tell me what's going on. This is my cell phone number, text me, and they do. Um, I always tell people just because the door is closed doesn't mean it's locked. So if you're not able to get in through the door, find the window. So I'm always accessible. My staff even knows that, and my staff will call me and say, "Hey, so and so is having an issue," and it was like, "Well, just give them my phone number." And in my office, I work for you. You don't work for me. I'm here for you. So I ask you just to know, call me. I'm here. I'll answer.